So one of the cool things that we learned this week in Genesis is that God, through Moses, gave us kind of an exact location of where the Garden of Eden is. And in chapter 2, it tells us that out of Eden flowed the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, along with some other rivers. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to look at a map and kind of see where this area is. And so this is a current map. I just Googled, so this is Africa right here, kind of cut off the bottom part of Africa. And so you can see Egypt right here, and Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Persian Gulf over here, Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea. And so this is an updated map, and we're just going to zoom in. I'm going to replace it with this map, which is zoomed in. So again, Persian Gulf, Red Sea, Mediterranean. And right here you have Iraq and Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan. And so this area right here is pretty much where most, if not all of the Old Testament happens in, and most of the New Testament. And so this is what's known as the Holy Lands. And so whenever you hear about the Tigris and Euphrates River in Genesis chapter 2, we know that those rivers come out of the Persian Gulf right here and go up here into most of current day Iraq and all the way up into Syria. And so just to give a current day map of where the Holy Lands is, this is what it looks like now. And so if you're anything like me though, you might struggle with maps, and if you flip to the back of your Bible, you might get lost looking at a lot of the lines that are drawn and different missionary voyages that were made. And so what we want to do is simplify this for you and also help you fill out a map on your own, which will just help you learn as you go along. So we have this map right here, and this will be on the resource page so that you can print off as many as you would like. Today we're going to be going through it and filling in kind of information just for the Garden of Eden. So you're going to need a few map pencils and a pen, and right down here there's a little spot that you can fill in the title of your map, and I'm going to just write in the Garden of Eden. And what you can do is see that a lot of the same things that we looked at the current day map earlier is on this map as well. So I'm going to point out some of the large features first. I'm going to use a blue map pencil, and we're going to fill in the water, the bodies of water first. So over here you have the Persian Gulf, and it might not come in very well on the video, but I'm just writing in Persian Gulf. And then over here you have, with this body of water with this lovely fish, you've got the Mediterranean Sea. And so I'm going to fill that in. And again, this is your map, so you fill it in however you want. If you want to add more little waves, that's fine. And then down here we have the Red Sea down here. And so those are our big bodies of water that aren't labeled on this map yet. So I'm just filling those in so we can kind of have a reference of what's going on. Now, you might remember from middle school hearing about what's called the Fertile Crescent. And in pretty much any social studies book, archaeologists believe that the first civilizations lived in what's called the Fertile Crescent, which is really cool because it does line up biblically with where the Garden of Eden is written to be in. So you can grab your brown map pencil, and up here at the top of the Persian Gulf and in between the mountains and the river, draw a line. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you're going to come down about right here. Twist it up, and then again, same thing, Persian Gulf down here, follow the Euphrates River almost all the way up, and then it curves down, and it's going to come down underneath these two little bodies of water that are right there. So this is what's called the Fertile Crescent. As you can see, it makes the shape of a crescent, moon kind of shape. And I'm going to grab the pen, and I'll label this as Fertile Crescent. Now the Fertile Crescent is called that because the Tigris River right here and the Euphrates River right here provided a lot of fertile soil and a lot of runoff from the mountains, and this area became very popular for the people to be able to stop being nomads, going from place to place following the crops or the hunting, and be able to settle down in one area. So the earliest civilizations were known to be in this area. Now if you want to grab your green pencil, as we had studied Genesis 2, it says that out of the Garden of Eden flowed the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, along with two other rivers, which are unknown right now where they're at. People don't really know. So there's two locations where the Garden of Eden could be. So you can grab your green pencil and you can circle right here at the base where the Persian Gulf meets the land. And then up here, where the Tigris and Euphrates River kind of connect up here, you can draw a circle. And inside of those green circles, you can do it with your green pencil or with your pen, whatever you want to do. You can write the word Eden. Now, we still don't know exactly which location Garden of Eden was in, but these are the two locations where most scholars and archaeologists believe that the Garden of Eden was. And so down here at the bottom of the map, there is an area for a key. And so what you could do if you wanted to is you could write in the word Fertile Crescent. And you could write that it was the area where first civilization happened. And then you might also remember this from junior high, but Mesopotamia, if you remember that big word, it's actually, that word means the land between two rivers. So we're going to write the word Mesopotamia right here between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. And again, this is kind of a refresher of junior high social studies, history. I'm not sure exactly when I remember learning about this for the first time, but I do. And so Mesopotamia is the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. And again, it's just really cool that the biblical, in Genesis chapter 2, that completely lines up with even people who are non-believers, what they believe about the first civilization. And so this is a basic early map of where we believe Garden of Eden is, either here or here. But again, you could take this map and you could print off all on your own, a blank one, and you could go through it and decide that maybe you were interested in learning about where Moses and the Israelites exiled the journey out of Egypt. And so you've got Egypt right here, the Nile River, you've got the Red Sea that God split, you've got these mountains that symbolize Mount Sinai, you've got them wandering through the desert, and then the land of Canaan right here. And so you could do that. This little fish right here, this is where Jonah set off when God told him to go. And he set off to sail and fell into the water, and a large fish ate him in this body of water. So that's kind of cool. You've got the Persian Gulf over here. You've got Cyprus, which is where Barnabas was known to live. And so again, this map is where so much of our Bible stories take place at. And it's just really cool to remember that these are actual places, that these are not mythical stories, that this land is still here, and so much of it is documented so well in our Bibles. So I hope that you can use this map in a way to just help further your learning and just to guide you as you learn about this, and to remember that these are real places.